Welcome to Scone Baking and Beyond. Hi, I'm Kathy, and I enjoy making scones, muffins, cookies, and all sorts of delicious baked goodies. Since I was a teenager, I have been making Snickerdoodles, which are my family's favorite cookies. When my kids went away to college, they would always ask me to send them some Snickerdoodles. My extended family would always request Snickerdoodles for Christmas. So, I'm going to share with you how I make my family favorite Snickerdoodles. Let's bake. The first thing we do when we make cookies is we cream our fat ingredients with our sugar. So I start with a half a cup of room temperature butter. Now a tip here, if you forgot to take your butter out of the refrigerator to make it room temperature, what you can do is grate this up. In about 15 minutes, it will be room temperature. And a half a cup of shortening. And we're just going to give that just a little mix to get it started. That looks good. Now we'll take that back off. And now I'm going to put in a cup and a half of superfine sugar. Now I use superfine sugar because it gives a better texture to the cookie. Regular sugar sometimes will come a little grainy, but superfine sugar does not make for a grainy cookie. So it makes for a very fine cookie. So I'm going to get this started mixing, and I'm going to put on about medium speed, and I'm going to let this cream together about 5 minutes, and it's going to look very light and fluffy, almost like buttercream frosting. So let me get this going. Every once in a while you want to scrape down the sides and then get it going again. While we're creaming the butter, sugar, and shortening, I'm going to get my dry ingredients together. In my bowl, I have 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar and 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to give that a little mix just to get it blended up together, and we're going to set that aside till it's time to put it in. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, so let's look at our butter and see how creamy this is. This is what you're looking for, is a nice, light and fluffy texture. So now we're going to add in our eggs, and we're going to add those in one at a time. Let me get this scraped off here. There we go. All right. Okay, we're going to set this on low, and we're going to add 1 egg at a time. And if you just pour one in, it's amazing. Only one will pour out at a time. Get that blended in, and then we'll get the second egg put in. There we go. We'll get that. Now we're going to turn this up to a low speed until it's fully blended. There we go. We're going to scrape down our sides. And don't scrape down the sides while the mixture's going. I've broken many a spatula doing that. Just not a good idea. There we go. Okay, the eggs are totally incorporated, so now we're going to start adding in our flour mixture. Now, flour mixture, we don't want to put in too much at one time, so I'm going to get out a spoon here, and I'm just going to put on very low speed and just start adding it a little bit at a time. If you put too much in at a time, you and your counter and everything else will have flour all over it. So just a little bit at a time. There we go. But again, I don't want to go too fast because otherwise I'll have flour everywhere. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put this on a little higher speed, and I want to make sure everything's incorporated in here and everything in the bottom is all incorporated. There we go. That looks really good. We have cookie dough. Let me get out my spatula, and we will scrape everything off of here. Mix this up a little bit by hand. There we go. So we have our cookie sheet here. Move this off to the side. Now, these are Snickerdoodles, so I need to put together 3 tablespoons of regular sugar, and this is just regular sugar, and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. We're going to get this all mixed together. So it's really a 3-to-1 on the cinnamon sugar mixture. There we go. Now we're going to take our cookie scooper, and this is a number 40, or it's 1.5 inches in diameter cookie scooper. We're going to scoop it up, and then we're going to put it in our cinnamon sugar mixture, get it totally covered, and put this on our baking sheet. Now our baking sheet, I always line my baking sheets with parchment paper whenever I'm making cookies. And I'll show you when we take them out as to why. So we're going to keep on making our cookies. Okay, and there's our last one. So now we're going to put these in the oven at 400 degrees and for 8 to 10 minutes. So. All right, timer went off. It's been about 8 to 10 minutes. The first thing I do when I make cookies is I slide it right off the baking pan. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want the bottoms of these to cook any more than they already have. Now, how to tell your Snickerdoodles are done? The tops look cooked, but the bottoms are just slightly golden brown. You don't want them dark brown, you just want them slightly golden brown. We're going to let these cool completely, and then we're going to try one. My recipe makes 36 cookies, and they're all cooked and they're cooled now. So now it's time to try one. As you see, it's golden brown. I know it's delicious, but it's golden brown on the top and on the bottom. You see the bottoms are not overcooked, and that's why I use the parchment paper when I make cookies and get them right off the baking pan right away. So now we're going to open this up. Oh, that looks so good. It's so tender, moist. That is so tender and soft and chewy. That is really nice. For the complete recipe, please go to sconebaking.com. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe below. Thank you very much.